Make a comment about how long she had to endure being with James, but that just wouldn't be appropriate right now. So, I guess I did. But Ange did talk about impact, and I want to talk about that because the impact of James, often he didn't even know what he was doing in people's lives. So, all his life, my son wanted to be a cop. That's what he was going to, when he grew up, he was going to be a cop. And he got to know James about 11 or 12 years ago, and James had a profound influence on his life and the decisions he's made in his life. And about 3 years ago, he told my wife and I that he wanted to go into the child youth program at Humber. And James was the inspiration for that because he saw the impact that James had on these children. And he wanted to do that in his life. I might as well just get this money out right now. And but so my son got a letter in the mail just about 2 weeks ago. It was a week after James passed, and it was from Humber College, saying that he was on the youth honor roll for last semester, and the one guy I really wanted to share that with, but I know he knows, is James. And so, there are way more people than my son whose lives have taken positive directions and who are going to impact other generations because of that man. That's the type of person we're talking about here. He had the ability to make other people better. And we are all in his debt. Just an incredible man. So before we let Mike make you laugh again, we're actually
one more comment.
Okay. So one more comment before we get to the people you actually want to hear from.
I just want to share a bit of a personal story and touch on something that Ange had said. When he had his concussion, what had happened was the game before I had a concussion and it was bad. And then he had one the following week and it was worse. It's a tough thing to go through.
I had to babysit these two idiots.
And when you go through something like that, it's hard, right? Because it's a brain injury. People can't physically see it and don't know what you're going through. And as my wife and my family will tell you, it's that I was a totally different person every 5 minutes. But when you get to spend your time going through it with someone like that, and it was a gong show, because I was lucky enough to keep my driver's license, he didn't get to keep his. So I could drive 10 minutes. So, I have to cool the car down or else I'd throw up walking to it, and then I'd jump in the car and I'd go to his place. I'd be exhausted. We'd just watch a movie or do whatever, and then be like, okay, change the scenery, or go back to my place, and then either Aim or Ange would come and run home. But you know what? When you get to go through something like that with someone, one thing that it is absolutely impossible to do is to feel sorry for yourself. You just can't feel sorry for yourself when you're with someone like that. And I'll tell you, go ahead.
He's totally full of it because he felt sorry for himself all the time. And James just say, cut the shit, stop feeling sorry for yourself.
Jim played 3 shifts on defense. I was the goalie. You'll understand why I felt sorry for myself at least 3 times, okay?
That's why you got the concussion.
That's probably why I got the concussion. Yeah. It was like, oh no, Jim's dropping.
On your head like that? I mean...
Yeah. And as some of the guys to play with, it was like the defense would come in and pinch, I'd be like, cover, and I'd be like, not you, Jim. Honestly, I would have gotten through it, but would have gotten through it the same way without having him around? Absolutely not. Because he just, like I said, and I wish there was a better way to quantify it. The man just had a way. And it didn't matter, if you called him up and he knew you needed him, it didn't matter where you were, what time of the day it was, what time of the night it was, he'd be there for you. If he showed up there, and you're full of shit, I don't even want to know it up to that point in time. But at the end of the day, you know, that's a true friend. I've seen situations where he would drive down, you know, kind of 12, 13 hours, be exhausted, but someone needed him. And it was just, I gotta go, and this is what I'm going to do. And, you know, there's different ways to describe a friend and things like that, but how do you quantify something like that with words, right? It's just who the guy was. And I don't know how well, I wish there's a better way to put it, but I don't know what else to say.
Well, he would have quantified it in Tim Hortons coffees, but... So it's my great pleasure to introduce James's cousin, Julie, who's going to come up and share her perspective and thoughts.